Most leaks and reveals are just casual, then here's Optimus Prime playing the piano. He's serenading you. He wants you to buy him. Hello, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time we have a lot to talk about, so let's just dive right into it. So, we've been hearing about the Studio Series 86 Commander Class figure, which is going to be the Optimus Prime, and that's perfect for the 40th anniversary of the Transformers in general, because the Commander Class is kind of a big name box, and also it's a single pack that they usually release yearly. I mean, other than, of course, the Legacy one, but for each line for Studio Series and Legacy, they usually produce one Commander Class, so I think that that's a perfect idea, because then Optimus is just going to sit there by himself, and so anyone can pick up the Commander Class Optimus Prime if they want to. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that it is weird that we're getting one despite the fact that we have the Earthrise Optimus Prime. In fact, that actually re-released on Hasbro Pulse recently, so some people are going to be taken back by that. But what I'll say is this: considering it is the 40th anniversary and the engineering that they could put in a Commander Class toy, I was very curious to see exactly what they would do with it. And what they did was, they didn't just repaint the Earthrise Optimus Prime or the Siege Optimus Prime. It's a fresh new mold, and I'm happy for that, because I feel like the Siege and the Earthrise design has been around for way too long. Even with the G2 Optimus Prime, the laser one, it reuses the legs from that Siege and Earthrise design, so I've just grown sick and tired of it. So I want to see something new. That's what this presents. There's also something that I need to clarify. I'll talk about that in a second, but there's something that people are very hesitant and very taken back by. But what I'll say is this: it seems to be a lot more engineered compared to the Leader Class one, because you could see that there's no wheels on the legs, or at least the wheels are on the back of the legs, but they're hidden pretty well, and you can see all the panels and whatnot. It definitely reminds a lot of people of the MP44, and I'm not sure if that's just the engineering, or if that's just, it's a very clean cartoon aesthetic. It's going for a more cartoon look rather than the toy, because one, we've got that Legacy Deluxe Class toy, so it doesn't need to look like the toy. And two, because this is part of the SS86 line, they're trying to derive more to that cartoon or animation look, so that makes sense. Yeah, I think the legs look nice and clean. You know, I like the panels that wrap around it. I also like the use of white for the waist, because in the cartoon he usually had white rather than gray. The smokestacks look fine. What I will say is that the chest looks a little too flat here. I'll have to see some other photos of the truck mode and the robot mode, but it just reminds me of that, I think it was the Combiner Wars Optimus Prime, but the head sculpt looks fine, maybe a little wide, but not too bad. He seems to have similar hand articulation compared to the Studio Series Bumblebee movie Megatron, which was also very similar to the Commander Class Rodimus. So I think that will work pretty well. I imagine he's going to come with an opening matrix. It'd be weird if he didn't. But the one thing that people are taken back by is the backpack. There's a lot of parts hanging off there. You can see the sides of the front bumper that fold to the side of the backpack. And yeah, I will say it's a little busy. I don't think it's as bad as this picture is presenting it. And the main reason why I say that is because you can see that the arm is shifted forward. There's a butterfly joint in the shoulder, so the arms are kind of pushed forward like this. So it makes the backpack look bigger than it actually is. So I wouldn't worry about that too much right now. I would like to see more additional images, maybe a turntable 360 video of the actual Optimus Prime just presented in like a normal stance before I make a full judgment call. But I will say, this doesn't look too bad, you know. Am I ready to replace my Earthrise Optimus Prime? I don't know. I'm a little hesitant on that, but I wouldn't mind. Next up, we have the Legacy 2-pack. This is the Doom and Destruction, or the Mayhem Attack Squad. This is Bludgeon and Ruckus, and we heard about this for quite some time, way back when we thought that the breakdown was actually going to be Knockout and he was going to come with Windsweeper, but that turned out not to be the case. So a lot of people were hesitant on whether or not this was actually Bludgeon, because it's kind of weird that you're bringing Bludgeon back again, despite the fact that we got one in the, I think it was Legacy Evolution line. But what they decided to do was go a different route. So it's less of that traditional Bludgeon that we're all used to, and it's more based on a specific design from the IDW comics, where his mouth is all just wires. He doesn't really have a bottom jaw. And he's got this kind of teal or cyan color scheme with the goldish mustard yellow. And I don't necessarily mind that, because to me, I don't need to have this as Bludgeon. I could just have this as another Decepticon, because one, I really like the Tarn mold. I think it's fantastic. And two, it doesn't really deter from Bludgeon. Like, I don't really associate this color scheme with Bludgeon, so if I want to turn it into someone else, I could totally do that. But also, not only that, I was hesitant on getting the Legacy Evolution Bludgeon because I heard about this 2-pack, so seeing that there's an actual difference, I don't mind. Now, I'm curious to see if he'll actually come with a sword, because the image here doesn't present that. I would imagine he would, because it'd be kind of weird if they left that out, but he does come with the 2 cannons. The rest of the figure is pretty much the same mold as the Tarn, but this time he's got a brand new chest, something that's more solid. It doesn't have the spikes at the front. And then, of course, he's got the new head sculpt. The helmet is very similar, but then the mouth has those wires. It looks like he's eating spaghetti with a jaw removed. But I like the red highlights. I think he looks very nice, so yeah. I like this kind of color scheme. The wacky colors, yeah, it's fine. And then for Ruckus, this is pretty cool. So we all kind of knew that he was going to be a remold of the Beachcomber from Legacy Evolution, and he is. He's got the same thigh pieces, probably the same waist, the same shoulders, I imagine the same rubber tires. He even has the same weapon. But there's a lot of changes, more so than I was expecting, and more so than I felt was necessary. So the entire lower legs are different, and you can see that with the transformation with the heels. You can see a chunk of the alt mode will fold in on that. You can see that the backpack has totally changed, so it actually looks like a Triggercon, unlike the Crankcase figure that just had the little rockets inside of it. This one has large blasters, because the original toy was a Triggercon, so it had these little guns that flipped out. So that's nice. Also, this will pair well with Windsweeper too, so that's good. I love the color scheme with this purplish, this very vibrant purple and the tan with the blue highlights. I think it looks good. I love the head sculpt. And with the gun, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like you could pop off the shoulder guns and just plug them in the hands if you want. Now, I'm probably not going to display them like that, but it is an option that I felt, okay, that's fine. You know, it doesn't really disrupt anything. You could do that. You know, no problem with that. Yeah, this is the Legacy United Bludgeon and Ruckus 2-pack, as well as the Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime, playing the piano like he's playing Peaches for everyone. I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads, and I will see you guys next time.
AllSpark TV. Now that's just Prime.